that's still here and that has been faded out yet, DS Walk. I hope everybody been had a good weekend, a good Super Bowl Sunday. I hope everybody's favorite team won. I had no dog in the fight. Joining me today, a brand new man who became a father for the first time ever.
Yeah,
Daredevil J, ladies and gentlemen.
a little tired. A little tired. It's
So
been busy.
I know, man. You got a newborn. Everybody want to see you the newborn.
She's downstairs sleeping right now.
Good, good. She's getting her rest in. I hope everybody in the household be getting their rest.
That just means I'll be up in the middle of the night. But you know,
On today's show, ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Raw, and we're gonna do some follow alongs here live on Raw. And right now, Stephanie is out here with the title. We just heard Liv Morgan talk, do Liv Morgan type things.
Stephanie's a little distracting today.
A little distracted,
A little distracting today.
distracting.
Yes.
Eh, eh, look the same. Eh, look the same.
Not even close.
What?
Just saying she looks the same. No, she don't.
Always, always, always.
So what do you
So,
what'd you think about that article I sent you earlier about the WrestleMania sales?
well, I'm not surprised right now that yeah, I'm not surprised right now by the sales because as we all know, WWE tickets are very expensive.
Hmm.
And they're overpriced their fan base, they're overpriced wrestling fans in general. Um, I do believe at
Couldn't
some
agree
point
more.
this is something that had to be addressed.
100%. I mean, if you read the rest of the article too, I mean, yeah, part of it's a Meltzer thing, but for as much heat and hate as Meltzer gets, he is still connected to a lot of people in that company. So he does hear a lot about things like this and what's going on internally. And I think you're already seeing it play out on TV. I mean, Braun Breaker, as we all knew, was tapped to win the Royal Rumble. Then he didn't. Then they had to pivot. And now we're on this Roman Reigns, CM Punk thing. Like, it's just erratic. And they're saying it's a knee jerk response to the bad ticket sales. Well, is
Um,
the article even says nobody knows what the card is even going to be. So when you're flip flopping and doing all these changes when nobody even knows what the card is, it has nothing to do with the card. It has to do with, like you said, the ticket prices are stupid. And WWE doesn't provide anywhere near the value to buy one of those tickets.
true, true. Before I say what I'm going to say, everybody please chime in, comment, question. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to get you guys' input. Um, Here's my issue with this is because, you know, also in the article, they also say they're not happy with Triple H, with him going back
Nobody
and
should
forth.
be. He's terrible.
Right. And, the way I see it, this is the same guy who learned from Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon always changed the card every time. So we really wouldn't know what the main event going to be. The only reason why we know this main event, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, is because they announced that last Monday. So we know that card that match is not going to change. You got in bed with the WWE. I'm talking about TKO. You knew this is a possibility that's going to happen. I mean, if Ari Emanuel been friends with Vince McMahon for this long and kind of knows something about Vince McMahon and the wrestling business, that you should know that this was going to happen. So I can't really just sit here and say, "Oh, this is on Triple H fault." it's on everybody's fault.
Well, you have people that don't know anything about the wrestling business owning a wrestling company, leaving it up to a guy that would be the last guy to eat the biscuit in the jerk off line. Like
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah. This is
It's just like
by
when
far.
the company, what is it, Anthem bought TNA.
Mhm.
They have no background in wrestling, but they're like, oh, there's a wrestling company for sale. Let's buy them. You know.
Yeah, it's the new sexy thing now. Yeah, this will get a wrestling company, and that just make it into our image. It doesn't work that way. I mean, the McMahon family, Vince McMahon, has built something for over what 50 years, almost 50 years,
I mean, he bought
and
it,
and, and
and
Triple H, who learned from Vince McMahon, is running that same type of formula. He's not
mhm.
being creative. He's not doing anything exciting. It's what you said and what everybody in the IWC has been saying. He's been playing safe. I heard one guy call him Sesame Street H because he's playing it so safe. I mean,
I mean,
should we
don't
be
offend Sesame
surprised?
Street. Sesame Street does quality stuff for what it does.
Right, but should we be surprised with what we're seeing right now?
No, anybody that thinks that Triple H is doing a good job has no idea what the hell's going on. The only thing that I can hear that I could say Triple H has done good in the last 6 months is that he blocked Sami Zayn's pitch to have himself win at the Royal Rumble.
Okay, so with that said, it goes back to what I've been saying, and is that The Rock was right, everybody else was wrong. Eventually, if the ticket sales don't pick up, I mean, I know they expect to sell out, but you already know how
Well, they're gonna
TKO
sell
panic.
out.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
we
gonna
know
sell out. I mean,
eventually.
it's still. I mean, it's like getting tickets to Daytona 500. I won't put it on the level of the Super Bowl, but it's like getting tickets to the Daytona 500 or getting tickets to the Final Four. Like it's gonna sell out regardless.
Yeah,
But
it's
to have your ticket sales be down 18% year over year at the same time, they shouldn't be surprised because ticket prices have skyrocketed in that same amount
no,
of time. I'm
no,
surprised they're
and
actually not down more than that.
right, and that's on TKO. See,
Hmm.
TKO used to when the UFC they used to having the main event already announced, so people get excited and people can go rush and get tickets. It doesn't work that way in wrestling, and it's
Well,
not going.
and part of the problem is they don't understand wrestling is a scripted thing. You can't say like UFC, oh, you know, let's pick, Dustin Poirier is going to fight Justin Gaethje as they're trying to do now, and we're going to have that fight in June. They can promote the hell out of that for 6 months. You can't do that in pro
Mhm.
wrestling. That's the exact opposite of what you want to do because then nobody needs to watch because you already know. It's like doing this whole thing right now with Liv trying to select, am I going to fight Jade or am I going to fight Stephanie? Roman Reigns already did his thing. So we already know that Triple H isn't going to throw any curveballs because he doesn't have the balls to. So we already know you're going to have CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Is that a match that gets me excited? No. Two guys that are basically past their prime, main eventing one of the nights of WrestleMania. I don't care. I as much as I don't like Braun Breaker right now, I wish him the best. Hernia surgery sucks. Blah 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 blah. I would much rather have seen Braun Breaker win than Roman Reigns.
I look at it as the CM Punk and Roman Reigns match. That's a corporate match for me. That's the TKO got what they wanted match, where they got two of their biggest stars colliding against each other 1-on-1 on night two of WrestleMania.
Why are they their biggest stars? Because they don't push anybody else.
Right, right. And for example, you just say Braun Breaker, that kind of sucks because he's gonna be out and he probably gonna miss WrestleMania. So now, if you Triple H, you have to pivot. So what are you gonna do with the rest of the division since Braun Breaker was gonna be a major part of WrestleMania? Now he's not. Maybe we
I
don't know how long is he out.
personally would have not had. I would have put Bronson Reed against somebody else besides Penta, and I would have had Penta and Bronson Reed make it in the Elimination Chamber match. Now it's like they're already just kind of shitting on the Vision because Breaker's down.
Yeah.
Like you got to have some representation inside the Elimination Chamber, whether it's Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed. They might push it to Logan Paul because it now that he's signed that contract, it looks like they're actually going to really do something with him. But
Do you think that Logan Paul is the biggest star in the division? Even with Braun Breaker there, do you think he's the bigger star?
oh, I mean, just in raw star power, yeah. Like Logan Paul gets people to actually watch wrestling, guaranteed. People that might not have necessarily watched wrestling before started watching wrestling when Logan Paul got on there. Like that's the Paul effect. Like whether it's Jake or Logan, whether you want to see him get beat up or whatnot, people will watch. And to Logan Paul's credit, he makes the most of it. He's a better entertainer than Jake is.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with you because I do like Logan Paul, and I do believe Logan Paul's the future heavyweight champion of the world. Either
Now
time,
that
I
he
think.
signed that contract to be a full time wrestler, I would say by Survivor Series he'll probably have one of the belts.
Survivor Series, or I, I'll say within these next 2 years, he'll be the big champion because just his star power alone, his connections with the different audience, his YouTube, his podcast, like I said, his star power, and not only that, I just like the fact that he improved every match, and for a guy who never been part of wrestling and the way he wrestles and the way he improves all the time, I'm just a big fan of him. Um,
Mm-hmm. No,
I do believe that if you're a TKO and you see how everything's been played out, you're not happy with the ticket sales, you're not happy with the WrestleMania card. And like I just said his name 5 minutes ago, I think this is a good time to get the Rock involved to get everything going because if I do believe that TKO is so nervous about these ticket sales being down that I don't think they can stomach going to the last minute with their ticket sales. I mean, wait till next year when it goes back to Saudi Arabia, WrestleMania.
yay.
Right,
It's exactly what everybody wants to see. That was
right.
proven,
I
during
guaranteed
Royal
you,
Rumble.
right? I guaranteed you that would be sold out in a day, just because The Rock would be there and involved.
I mean, they can blame it having lights on the seats, whatever they want to say. I watched that 2 or 3 times, just fast forwarding, rewinding. There was nobody there for Royal Rumble.
No, no.
WrestleMania, they might sell it out, but it's going to have to be a lot of people flying in for it
I believe they'll sell
because
it
it
out.
ain't taking off in Saudi Arabia the way that they're hoping, especially for all the money that everybody's dumping into that. Like, you built that stadium 3 weeks before the event. It's not like you didn't know how many tickets were sold and they couldn't fill that place up.
Right. But I think this is going to be different because I do believe that they're going to get the wrestlers that they want. And to me, that always plays a
All
big
the
role.
wrestlers that they want are crippled.
Right. And they still
They're
want to see
still
them.
asking for DX matches.
Yeah. And look, you ain't going to get Triple H and Shawn Michaels back in the wrestling ring. I'm
No,
sorry.
Triple H will actually stroke out and die at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're not going to get them back in the ring. But if they can get 2 or 3 of their favorite wrestlers that they like from the past, they will sell it out.
When your country is stuck in the 80s and you're still watching CRT TVs from the 70s and 80s, and all they know is Hulk Hogan and Big John Studd from back in the day, you're not getting those guys to wrestle. That's basically what they're on. All their favorite wrestlers were big in the 90s and are either dead or can't move anymore.
Well,
Like Riyadh might be up with the times, but it's a lot like North Korea. Once you get out of the major hub cities, it's third world country.
well,
So they don't know the current guys.
I want to say I love the '80s. I thought the '80s was beautiful.
I got no problem with the 80s, but there's a big time jump between the 80s and now, especially when you're talking about people that do a physical job that require a lot of movement and things like that. You're not going to get those guys to wrestle now, and that's what they want. Again, we talked about it just me and you a couple days ago. All of Undertaker's worst matches have all come in Saudi Arabia. Why? Because they kept pushing him out there. They wanted to see him. They wanted to see him. They kept pushing him out there. Undertaker Goldberg, Brothers of Destruction versus DX, and then there was another one. All of his worst matches. That Brothers of Destruction and DX match is probably one of the absolute worst wrestling matches in any company in just the history of wrestling. Period. And you're talking about four of the best to ever do it, putting out one of the worst matches of all time.
Yeah, but they love that payday.
Well, of course they did, but they're all in their 50s and can't move around anymore. But because the Saudi prince wants to see it, they go toting them out there. And all you're doing is doing damage to the people that are actually trying to watch the sport and watch and see what is going on. And then you put that out there when you've got, all the young guys, but they don't know the young guys. So they don't want to see them. If you can't
Yeah,
tell, I'm not a
that's
fan of any of the Saudi Arabia stuff.
yeah, that's the issue. Oh, and by the way, not just to change the subject here, there was a fist fight in the Detroit Pistons to Charlotte Hornets game tonight. Um, Jalen Duran, Isaiah Stewart, Miles Bridges, and Mosa Dibade. I can't pronounce his last name. I'm not even going to try. But yeah, four guys got into a fist fight.
Hmm.
It was more action in this fight than the women's elimination chamber qualifying match.
I mean, the Pistons almost got into it with Durant and Asar Thompson's brother a couple days ago.
I just love it. I'm just putting that out there.
I
I just
there's
kind
a
of want to.
thing. The Pistons, everybody, if you play for the Pistons, it just kind of revolves back into the bad boys mentality of they're going to play rough. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the whole thing, especially nowadays. These guys don't like to get touched. So when you actually play defense, they get all offended. And then they want to fight because you can actually D them up. You're actually putting a body on them.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the thing with the Rockets a couple days ago when Durant was losing his mind and going off on the fans and everything else. It's like, dude, shut up. Go buy your burner phone and go tweet about it for a while and make yourself sound like you're the best to ever do it. That's all you ever do. But yeah, like Jalen Duran almost beat up Asar Thompson's brother. Which if you're Asar Thompson, like, what do you do? Do you stand there or do you try swinging on Jalen Duran and get your own ass kicked? Like, I don't know.
Um, Sorry about that. And yes, I am eating.
Don't worry, everybody
Um,
can tell.
yeah, I know. I know. Um, I don't know what you do. I don't know if you break it up or you just let it go down, see what happens, and who wins. It's a tough because it's your brother. You
Right.
don't want nobody whoop on your brother, especially your teammate. Or you gonna hold your teammate back, or you gonna join your brother? I
Is
mean,
he the one that
especially your
caught the
twin brother.
elbow? Because
Hmm?
Duran knocked one of them out. Like Duran swung the elbow and put one of them on the ground. I think it was Asar's brother. I can't remember if it was him or
Yeah,
not.
it was Amen Thompson. This was
Yeah.
back in Houston.
Yeah.
Actually, I almost got Tori Eason too.
Well, that's
But
enough
yeah,
Pistons talk for now.
yeah, that's no business talk. I'm actually watching this match between Lyra
Leland
Vickers,
Lira.
Ivy Nile, excuse me, and Mommy,
I was like, you're starting to sound like AI. Ivy Neal.
Ivy Nile,
Oh boy.
and yeah, and Rhea
Rhea.
Ripley.
I'm starting to think that her muscles are just injected with saline. Like I don't think she actually has any muscle. She just dropped Lyra and just caused that entire botch.
Oh, Lyra.
Lyria, whatever.
Yeah, you sound like
Pretty sure it's
AI.
Lyria. I think it's Lyria Valkyria, but whatever.
uh,
Um, yeah, Rhea is not that strong.
I kind of think Rio might have a little issue picking up smaller wrestlers compared to wrestlers her size. Like some of the smaller wrestlers might give her an issue. Well, I mean, let me like for example. I mean, I look at Ivy Nile and
Ivy's a
Law.
beast, though. Ivy
Yeah,
and Jordan Grace are just monsters.
yeah, and same with Law Care. They look like bodybuilders.
Mm-hmm.
So they might might be a little heavier compared to a Liv Morgan
Well, I
or
mean, Liv
Roxanne
Morgan's like
Perez.
120 pounds soaking wet. Same with Roxanne. Like, I would be willing to bet Liv, Roxanne, and Zelina are the three smallest on the entire roster.
Yeah. And shoot, I mean, when I see her when she wrestled Charlotte Flair, she had no issue picking up Charlotte.
Yeah, but how much of that is Charlotte jumping at the same time to help her out?
Shoot, I mean, at least she helped. You can't say that she didn't.
I mean, Jordan Grace, you don't really have to say a lot. You can tell how strong she is. Ivy Nile, you know how strong Ivy Nile is just by looking at her. But for as much as they talk about Rhea being this big monster and everything else, yeah, she's taller than most of the girls, but strength wise, no. Just no.
Yeah, you know, I'm not as angry as everybody else with the WWE is doing to the women's tag team division. I know they're trying to build it up by using big some of their main women on the roster. You know, Rhea, Charlotte, Alexa, excuse me, and Nia Jax. I have no issue with them trying to build their tag team division and make it relevant because look, you got those women tag team titles and we have them for a while, and you really hadn't done anything with them. So I have no issue with them using their top women stars. What I have an issue with is that your main top woman star, um, Rhea Ripley, is a tag team champion. And WrestleMania is coming up, and she's not in. You telling me that she won't be in the main event?
Well,
I mean, I get it. I like the
no.
fact they're building up the
The
women's
Bella
roster.
twins are back now, so they need to have a high profile team to wrestle at WrestleMania because the Bella twins need their time.
Yeah,
If
but
there was ever a waste of time that you could put on TV, it's
right,
the Bella twins.
but it's not kind of like W being a hypocrite as far as you got Roman Reigns, your biggest star, just the biggest star on your men's side, along with CM Punk. Um, they're wrestling each other for the World Heavyweight Champion. You telling me that you can't get Rhea going 1-on-1 against, I don't know, you couldn't put the title on Julia. You couldn't put the title on if Bianca Belair came back. You tell me you can't get Bianca versus Rhea Ripley 1-on-1. Your two main stars, women stars
Well,
in your company.
you're talking yourself into a problem. This is a scripted show. They can do whatever they want. They're just not smart enough to do
I mean, that's a
it.
money match. Yeah, that's true, but that's a money match.
You would think so, but
Rhea versus Bianca, money match.
if you haven't noticed, when things get hard, they just lean on the old people that did it before. Roman Reigns. Anybody that wants to see Roman Reigns wrestle at this point, you're only hurting yourself because it's taking away from somebody else that could be in that spot that could turn into the next superstar. Roman Reigns is not good. That promo that he cut last Monday,
I loved
his
it.
part of it was pretty trash.
I disagree with you. I liked it because
The
it's
whole, oh, I carried this company. No, you didn't. Paul Heyman carried this company by having to carry your sorry ass. He still can't talk. Like there's things out that they're saying, oh, it was a live, shoot style interview between the two. No, CM Punk's was Roman Reigns had bullet points to hit because he can't do it himself. He has to be carried and he has to be set up to have punchlines to come back with, and that's what CM Punk was giving him. I
I'm
mean,
at this.
the best thing that Punk said was about, yeah, you were champ for 1,300 days, whatever. You did it the longest doesn't mean you did it the best, and it's true. You wrestled what 26 times, I think it was, that
26
entire time.
matches in 5 years.
I will say that looks impressive compared to having a title for 100 days with no defenses when you're Jade Cargill, but that's a whole different topic.
Yeah,
Um,
that's I like. I would like to. I believe that Roman it got better on the mic when he became himself instead of doing by the script. And you gotta get Paul. I will give Paul Heyman credit for that because when Paul Heyman encouraged Roman Reigns to be himself and say what's on his mind instead of memorizing the script, Roman Reigns, it took him to another level. That's all Paul Heyman. But I would like to think that Roman Reigns got better on the mic compared to he was 7, 10 years ago, where he was just playing trash. But we also during our promo, we heard a lot of truth from Roman Reigns. When we talk about Punk went on our podcast, and he made his life 10 times harder.
no, he didn't. Just speaking the truth, Roman Reigns sucks. He
Right,
still sucks.
right. But by him saying that, though, it made his life harder because everybody he put it out there, and everybody know that Roman Reigns wasn't good, and he was getting a lot of backlash.
Roman Reigns was getting booed before CM Punk ever said a thing, and I didn't think I'd ever have to stick up for CM Punk because I'm not a big CM Punk fan. But out of this, I want nothing more than to see CM Punk whoop his ass.
Well,
Especially after
fortunately,
last week. I'm like, if he honestly believes anything of what he's saying right now, I really don't like Roman Reigns because you were the most overly pushed wrestler in the history of professional wrestling. You got handed everything. I feel bad for you. You had leukemia. You've had some real life stuff. Totally get it. But as far as professional wrestling, it's been handed to you.
he's more overrated than Triple H.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know. They on the
Triple
same
H
level
could
to
at
me.
least carry a storyline. Triple H is at least a decent wrestler. Triple H at least knows 10 wrestling moves.
We talking about a guy who, granted, 26 times title defense in 4 years. Got it. But we also talking about a guy who's played the main role of the Bloodline storyline.
Because that's all the effort they put into everything.
Now who fault
That's
is
the whole
that?
issue.
But that's the WWE way where they take guys who are really average on the mic, not that good of a wrestler, and make them to a big star. The late great Hulk
Well, that's
Hogan.
what they've always done.
That's what I'm
But again,
saying.
that's
So
that's
they
why there's the hatred for Hulk Hogan with a lot of the old guys. Because a lot of those old guys, Jesse Ventura is one of them. Macho Man's another. Paul Orndorff was another. Harley Race was another. A lot of those guys could have been Harley Race, not so much. He was just a tough guy. But Macho Man, Jesse Ventura had a much better body than Hulk Hogan. A lot of those guys that were big and jacked could have been Hulk Hogan.
yeah, but it also goes to what Vince and Triple H both have in common. The look. Like that's what they base everything off. What
Oh,
Roman Reigns
100%.
has the look of a superstar.
Yeah, trust me, I get it. It doesn't mean he's ever going to be good. He got overly pushed because of a look that he had. That was it. Didn't come from a skill set, and the fact of who his family was a major contributor to that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't blame him for that. I mean, I take advantage of that too. If my family is kind of like the one of the first families of professional wrestling. I mean, my cousin sits on the board for TKO. He was the most electrifying wrestler of all time. My dad is a Hall of Famer tag team wrestler. My brother was a tag team champion. My dad was a tag team champion. My
Mm-hmm.
cousins are the greatest tag team, quote unquote, the greatest tag team champions of all time in the WWE. I said quote unquote. I ain't say I agree with it. And I have another
You're just trying to
cousin.
get me fired up, aren't you?
of course.
I can
And
go
I
in
got
on the Usos too.
yeah, and I got another cousin who's on SmackDown who potentially might be the next WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So yeah, I mean, I'll and you basically you put the flag on me to carry this company. Oh, heck yeah, I would have no issues with that. I know
I'm
I
just saying, anybody could have done what Roman Reigns did, and a lot of people would have done it a whole hell of a lot better.
well, yeah, I mean, just like you said, man, Hulk Hogan was the exact same way. You can't. I mean, just like you said, Randy Savage could have done it better than Hulk Hogan. Judgment Material could have done it better than Hulk Hogan. Mr. Perfect could have done it better than Hulk Hogan. There's a lot of wrestlers
Hmm.
who we know that okay, they're good, but they're not great. They got the look. That's why they're being pushed. But well, of course, anyone else could have done better than they can.
Yeah, it's just
Like
disappointing.
like
Roman
Finn
Reigns
Balor.
just needs to go away.
Yeah, like Finn Balor to me, if they gave him a chance, would probably been a better champion than Roman.
Well, what does that tell you? When your number one option goes down in Braun Breaker, they immediately pivot to Roman Reigns
Well,
because they don't want to put the effort in to build anybody else up. It would have made more sense for Gunther to win the Royal Rumble than it would have Roman Reigns because
well,
Gunther's going to be around for another 10 years. The
right.
next time Roman gets a movie role, he's going to bounce.
I would like to think. Well, I do believe Roman gonna bounce anyway because he's on that type of schedule. I think they pivot away from Braun Breaker at the Survivor Series, and that's because I don't
No,
think because of Roman. I think because of Cody.
they didn't pivot away from him until he started dealing with the hernia thing. But I think they're also seeing at the same time he's not generating any real heat at all.
I think he was working towards building some heat, especially when you can tell by him getting into these altercations and these arguments with Adam Pearce. I mean, they're using Adam Pearce him to get some
Nobody
heat.
cares about Adam Pearce.
I
Again, they're
know that.
using the wrong GM.
Yeah, I know
Adam
that.
Pearce has made it clear he's never going to wrestle again. Nick Aldis has been very vocal as of November. He wants to wrestle again. He's fully able to wrestle. WWE's just not using him. So he's doing all that on the wrong show.
Right, and I know that, but to me though, it's the I think it's more funny when it's Paul Heyman and Adam Pearce more than Adam Pearce and Braun Breaker. I just kind of think Braun Breaker is the third wheel in that one.
I mean, the biggest problem is this is far more captivating what's going on right now with Finn Balor and CM Punk than anything that Roman and CM Punk are going to do. But Finn Balor's just going to be the sideshow leading up to WrestleMania until it goes to Roman. Because why? Roman's probably not there right now because he's doing the whole, well, don't have Roman out there because we don't want to overexpose him before WrestleMania. Because if we have to put him out there and he has to do another promo battle, he's going to get exposed.
Um,
And how
I
bad
just
is it
took
when
it
your
as
main event of your show is a promo battle?
well, I took it as that they're not putting him out there because they really him and Punk, Roman Punk, really not doing anything right now until Punk finishes up with Finn Balor.
Honestly, they need to throw a curve and just let Finn Balor win.
They should throw a lot of curveballs.
I mean, they should be throwing nothing but knuckle sliders like everywhere. And
Yeah,
it's probably going to be Liv and Stephanie.
it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, but
And
it probably will. Um, Jade is probably not going to defend the title until WrestleMania, and they're going to
I
say, "Oh,
think
she's a 275-day champion."
I think she'll defend it at the elimination chamber against Jordan Grace. And then
Well,
I think by that time we'll get a good read on if Is she gonna be champion after WrestleMania, or is she gonna lose it at WrestleMania?
But the Jade Cargill thing, if you know she doesn't have it, which clearly you know she doesn't, because that's why you're not letting her wrestle, take the title off of her.
Well, who you want to wrestle? I mean, other than Jordan Grace and Bianca, right? Bianca ain't back yet. Tiffany just came back, so we don't want to see her against Tiffany because we've seen that already. We don't want to see her
You
against.
saw one match, and it was a squash match just to make Jade look good,
But no,
which still
they
didn't help her at all.
no, but we've seen them wrestle like 4 times already. 1-on-1 triple threat match. We've seen that, and we seen her against Nine Jacks. We see only thing we haven't seen is her against Charlotte Flair. And do you got the appetite to see that match?
Right now, yeah, because there's nothing else for her to do. And quite
So
honestly, they need to move on from Jade because Jade's not even believable at this point.
right, so okay, so if we do Jordan Grace against Jay Cargo and Jay Cargo versus Charlotte Flair, then who's next after that? We don't know when Bianca's coming back.
You just got to move people around. Again, there is no brand split. You just move people around as needed. That's what they've been doing.
Right. So why they move Rhea Ripley to challenging Jay Cargo for the title?
They could do that too, and that would be a terrible match.
They're not going to pivot for that
No,
match.
but Jade needs to lose the title because she's not doing anything with it. They're not giving her anything to do because they know she's bad in the ring. And the fact that she's injured the last two people that she's been in the ring with ain't gonna help her cause it all.
All right, so we can say the same thing about Becky Lynch. We can say the same thing about Julia. We can say the same thing about Stephanie. They ain't gave nobody, none of these women, anything to work with.
Yeah, because they're all in tag teams right now.
Right. So that hurts. That hurts the champion.
All you're doing is making my case for me.
No, but I'm saying that. But no,
WWE is
but
the
no, no, no,
biggest
no, no,
hot
not
dumpster fire of all time.
no, no, no. But you said that take time off of Jay because she's not good. Well, she's not good because they're not. Not only did not give her anything, but all the top wrestlers you think she should be wrestling so she get better. They are in the
When
tag
she's
team
been in the
division.
ring, when has she looked good? Her entire stint of all of her matches in WWE, name a match where you're like, wow, she's good. You can't.
You can't because they haven't put her in the
Exactly.
ring with no veteran wrestler to wrestle.
They gave her Bianca, who had to literally
No, no,
carry
no,
her.
no, 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 no. I said a veteran wrestler to wrestle in the ring. They look who she wrestled. Tiffany, that wasn't good. Zelina, that was horrible. I'm talking about a veteran wrestler like Charlotte. She ain't wrestled Charlotte. I hope they do that. She ain't wrestled Becky. The only
Becky
veteran
Lynch is terrible.
wrestler that she's going to wrestle is Jordan Grace. And it's like I said, like for prime example, if you put Jay with Natty, Natty's gonna carry the match, and Natty's gonna work good for her. Because Natty is a veteran wrestler and she knows how to lead the
Okay,
matches.
I'll compromise with you and say it's 50% Jade Cargill's problem and 50% WWE's problem. They're not
Yeah,
doing either one any favors. So I'll
yeah.
concede that to you. But the overall arcing problem is that Jade is not nearly as good as what everybody thought she was.
But it goes back to what I said about Roman Reigns. Jay has to look.
Oh yeah, she has the look, but
Yeah,
she's
she has to
terrible.
look. She has to build. She has some star power. She looked like a superstar. But my thing is that because Jade is still very new to wrestling,
Can't use
I
that
still
excuse.
I still believe
That
there's
that goes out
more.
the window. Oba
Hmm?
Femi has already proven that goes out the window. You can't use that excuse. Trick
What?
Williams has shown you can't use that excuse. That she's so new to wrestling. Oba Femi's already proven you can't do that.
But those are
Oba
men, though, my
Femi is a
guy.
thousand times better than Jade will ever be already. And Oba's only been doing this for like 3 years, period.
Nah, man. She is fairly green, fairly new. But think about it. What's their advantage over Jade? Is that
Ooh,
when these guys got signed, Tiffany, I'm just on Tiffany, Oba, Trick Williams, they did right by them by sending them to NXT and let them work at the Performance Center, craft they get
you might
better
want to look
down
at the
there.
stories. Jade was the one that wanted to go to the main roster.
Right,
Jade hurt herself.
right.
Jade continues to hurt herself by not being humble.
I get that, but who's the boss? Who runs the show?
When you're paying somebody that much money,
No, 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 no. I'm saying, who runs the show? Triple H,
yeah,
Nick Khan.
yeah.
So they seen her skill set when they signed her. I guarantee they seen her skill set.
I'm not defending WWE. I never would have signed her. I would have told her she's trash and get the fuck on.
No, I would have signed her, and I don't
I
care.
wouldn't.
I would, and I wouldn't care if
Oh,
she want to go
she
to.
didn't even look good in AEW, and I was a fan of her in AEW. They at least knew how to present her in AEW to make her look credible.
Right. But what I'm saying is though is that I don't care if she want to come to the main roster. If she want to be the superstar that she think she can be and wants to be, I would have her down NXT getting better down there. Matter of fact, I probably have her at the performance center 5 times a week.
Well, like I said, back to 50% WWE's fault, 50% Jade Cargill's fault.
I mean,
They're not
like, I
doing
don't
either of themselves any favors to make the situation any better.
no. You're right, but still, I don't care if you want to come to the main roster. No, if you need some work and I want a good return on my investment, I'm going to send you down to the NXT and Performance Center and get some work in. Have you work with Natalia? Have you work with Booker T? Have you continue to work with Mark Henry?
Let's put it this way: her work ethic isn't there because even Natalia said she came to the dungeon one time, and that was it. And that was a recent interview Natalia did where she said she's been there once.
But is it a requirement for her to come down to the dungeon?
Oh, of course not. But she probably went down there with a group. Natalia said she's only been one time.
I'm not sweating that, man, because it's that's her choice. That's
Mm-hmm.
her choice. I'm not even sweating that she been done one time.
And
The
when her
only
career
issue I
spirals
have,
and she has nothing not good to say about WWE and that they didn't do anything with me, she didn't give them a reason to do anything with her.
well, no, no.
And when you are in the ring, you're hurting people because you don't know what you're doing. Also, not
But
going to help your cause.
but also, why do a lot of people go to the WWE? Because they want to be big stars. Because they know the WWE would give them that platform to be a big star.
I mean,
AEW
I
didn't
will
give her
say
that.
WWE's given her a lot of screen time for the fact that she doesn't get in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, AEW, she wasn't going to be a big star in AEW, not the big star she wants to be.
Oh, there's your girl.
I feel bad for Natty.
Natty should go over to SmackDown and just take the title and run with it because she would be far more entertaining than anything Jade Cargill's doing.
True, but unfortunately, with Natty is she don't has had that star power. She just a hell.
Yeah.
She just a hell. You know what? Natalia is just a hell of a good wrestler, and I always said that they don't use her right. They underuse. They don't use her at all, and to me that's kind of insulting because I know she was in AEW. She'll be multiple time champion AEW.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the women's division in AEW sucks on top of it, so that wouldn't be hard to do. Um, Charlotte Flair is the worst thing to happen to the women's division because, again, she basically just got given everything because of who she was. Um, it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. Jade Cargill, they're trying to do something with her. And like I said, I'll give 50% fault on both sides. They're not doing a whole lot with her because they don't believe in her, and she's not giving them a reason to believe in her. So
I
the
feel the
fact
same
of
about.
it's the inconsistency that bothers me the most. She's had the belt for 100 days and hasn't defended it one time. But yet you go over to AAA, which WWE owns. You could say it's a separate promotion. WWE owns it. Storyline of Ethan Page and Chelsea Green just lost the mixed tag titles because Chelsea was in a boot and they had to defend it or they were going to be stripped of the title. Like there's no consistency, and that's what bothers me the most.
Dom
Is
Mysterio has been out for darn near 2 months and he hasn't defended his title. I don't think he has he defended the title one time yet.
I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
let me
No,
phrase
not
that.
unless it was like the following week he got it, but I
Let
don't
me
think
phrase
so.
that. Has he defended the Triple A title online, like not another title match, but actually defended the title?
But that's my point. There's no consistency in this company whatsoever, and that's what bothers me the most.
Now you remember back in the day where if a champion doesn't defend their titles a
It's
certain amount
30
of time, they
days.
should be stripped. This dude was out with a shoulder injury, and he still was able to hold on to both titles.
Hey, Bianca's in a Slim Jim commercial, so she must be getting closer.
I don't know, man. They were saying like they thought her finger injury was gonna keep her out for a few weeks, but they think it's the hand, and she been out this long. So, but then I don't know if you seen that report that came out there that they're purposely holding back the Street Profits. I guess they're being rebranded.
Oh yeah, Montez apparently gained a bunch of weight. I saw pictures of him a couple days ago.
It didn't
They
look
were
like
doing a
him.
dark match or something, and yeah, he gained a whole bunch of weight.
Was it actually him?
It was him. Yeah, it was definitely him.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, why? I mean, why hold out the Street Profits out this long? I mean, if you're gonna rebrand it wasn't too long ago where they rebranded the New Day. They didn't hold him out too long. They were still on television.
Why do you have Oba Femi come out and beat up one of the tag teams when he's not going to be in a tag team? Like nothing that they're doing makes any sense whatsoever.
Oh, the Viking Raiders.
Yeah, like you have him come out and beat up the War Raiders. Like, cool. Is it to say he beat up two bigger guys? Like, and if they're really they better not be trying to do Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi this soon. Like,
Well, at
that's not.
WrestleMania,
Yeah, they do not need to be doing that this soon already.
who you prefer to see?
I would prefer to see Brock not in WrestleMania at all than to have him going against Oba Femi already. Like,
Oh, he's
let
going
it
to be
build
at
up to something.
WrestleMania.
Well, I know he's going to be at WrestleMania. I'm not dumb. At this point, they're already pulling out every break that they possibly can to make sure every ticket gets sold to this thing. But it's too soon to have Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. You got to let Oba actually build up to something.
All right,
Because
so
again,
who would be the perfect opponent for Oba at WrestleMania?
I
Nah,
mean,
that's not Brock Lesnar.
if you build up a story, it can be anybody. I would personally like to see Ilya because they're not going to do anything with Ilya before then. I think building something up for WrestleMania for Ilya Dragunov and Oba Femi would be good.
I like
But
the Ilya.
if you go with Brock right off the rip, Brock's going to lose because what
Okay.
benefit is there to Brock winning? None. All you do is hurt Oba. But once Oba beats Brock, who's left? There is no big unstoppable monster after you get to Brock. So you've got to let him go through some guys first to actually build something up to kind of get that king of the crowning moment of beating the big guy. And honestly, Brock loses every match he comes back into now. Besides the John Cena one, it loses its luster. When you have your part-time guy that's there to just put people over, it doesn't have the appeal when you know he's going out there to lose every single time he comes out.
I would like to see Ilya versus Brock Lesnar.
Ilya versus Brock, especially after that Royal Rumble moment, would be
Yes,
great.
and I would
That
like
as
to
soon as that
see.
happened, that just reminded me of Brock versus the Undertaker when the Undertaker screamed at him when they were both sitting on the ground.
Yeah, I would like to see Oba versus Carmelo Hayes
Oba
for the
versus
United States
Carmelo,
champion.
Oba versus Javon Evans would be good too. The strength and power versus the raw speed and agility. Either one would be good. But yeah, I mean, if you want to put a belt on Oba, it kind of has to be Carmelo. Oh boy, yay, AJ Lee, another waste of time.
Wow, is an AJ Lee sighting?
This is the other problem with WWE. They keep bringing back all these 10-plus year talents that nobody cares about anymore instead of focusing on the talent that's actually there full time that need to develop into stars. You've now
Why?
lost more screen time for somebody new because now Brie Bella's back.
Well, I think the people care about AJ Lee. I don't think the people really care about the Bella twins.
People might care about AJ Lee, but it's still somebody else not getting screen time that could become a future star that's not going to get screen time because they have to give her X amount of time, blah, 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 blah.
Was
It's just a
well,
waste.
if you look at it, she's hardly ever there.
Exactly. That makes the point even worse.
So if she hardly ever there, they should be able to give a lot of these young ladies screen time. If she just, well, let's say she is there, but just doing work in the background, working with these ladies, they should be able to put these more of these young ladies out there for screen time.
Unless she's spending time at the performance center, she doesn't need to be out there. Because the last two times she's been in the ring, it hasn't looked good. And it doesn't help that Becky Lynch has forgot how to sell in pro wrestling, so putting her out there against Becky Lynch just makes it look even worse.
I was actually hoping that this rivalry would have wrapped up with her and Becky Lynch. Wait a
Oh
minute,
no,
wait
it's
a
going all
minute.
the way to WrestleMania.
That's the worst decision ever.
That's gonna go all the way to WrestleMania.
I like the fact that Ellen Knight's cutting a promo.
Just somebody else that falls victim to the Roman Reigns train.
I know he fell victim to the Triple H train. She's not a Triple H guy.
Well,
Let alone
it's
he
the
wasn't
same
even a Vince
camp.
McMahon guy.
It's the same camp. It's the Roman Reigns train, the Triple H train. It's the same train. uh, yeah, I mean when they tried to brand him as Max Dupree and put him with what was it, Mustafa? Not yeah, no, it was the dude from Retribution and was it Mustafa Ali?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and then that didn't work. Like 3 weeks later, then we get Maxine Dupree. Ay, ay, ay.
You
Austin
know,
Theory, LA Knight, and Penta for tonight.
Ellen Knight should win that qualifying match.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this whole El Grande Americano thing. Like, Chad Gable coming back and being a face, I'm okay with.
I find it entertaining.
They need to hurry up and just do a mask versus mask match, which is probably going to be at WrestleMania.
Oh man, shoot, let's get this over with that Elimination Chamber.
Oh, that's what I'm saying is they're
Yeah.
going to ride these
Yeah.
things all the
I
way to
know. Oh yeah, we
WrestleMania.
know they are. We know they are because hey, you know how it is, Jamie, quote unquote, we got no plans for WrestleMania. They got he got plans for WrestleMania. It's just that people are just too not ready to call him out on his BS on it.
Yeah, we're
The
we're
simple
definitely
fact
going to
that
get
they
a
got
El Grande Americano versus the original El Grande Americano in a mask versus mask match is what's going to happen there.
yeah, the simple fact that they got I forgot his name already. Hey, it was on the tip of my tongue. I forgot his name. Not Chad Gable, but
Ludwig.
Ludwig Kaiser. The simple fact that
Uh-huh.
they put a mask on him and you look around the landscape where you telling me that you couldn't move into SmackDown and be part of that with Carmelo Hayes, Ilya, and Dragunov. You telling me he couldn't be part of the United States Championship title picture?
Ludwig is very frustrating because there's no reason he shouldn't still be paired up with Gunther.
He should actually he should have. Yeah, you're right. He should be with
And
Gunther. Gunther,
Gunther, they would benefit each other so
yeah,
much because Gunther, when he talks, it's not believable. That's his biggest flaw. He can't talk. He's got the body language, he's got all that stuff. It all works, but when he starts talking, he's too proper. He's not grimy enough to be a heel the way he's trying to be a heel. And that's where Ludwig would fill that gap. And Ludwig would make a great US champ, a great intercontinental champ. Like, he should definitely not be stuck in this stupid El Grande Americano thing. I mean, I get it. It's worked for him. He's getting some traction with it, but he was too good being Ludwig Kaiser to be stuck under the stupid mask.
Man, it's just I would love to see him more there on SmackDown because to me it would done wonders for him. If you weren't gonna move into SmackDown, I'll have a team back up with Gunther because they both rubbed off to each other and they both kind of needed each other in a way where they both got the best out of each other. And plus, like you said, he was Gunther mouthpiece. He was the hype man, and he done a heck of a job at it. And he can hype himself up. Done a hell of a job doing that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's too beneficial to not, or too beneficial that it doesn't make any sense why they split them up.
No,
It's
that's
like they split them up to put more of a focus on Gunther, and all you've done is highlight his flaws. And his flaws are talking. It's not believable when he starts talking. His ring work is solid, it's believable, but the promo stuff just doesn't carry over with him at all.
now I think about it. I think the WWE has opportunity here to make Gunther their top heel since Braun Breaker is going to be out for an extended amount of time. Um, you make Gunther your top heel in the company. You give him the rightful push that he deserves. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Roman Reigns versus Gunther down the road for the title.
Now you're talking about a match. Roman Reigns doesn't need to be wrestling for a title. That Roman Reigns and title do not need to go in a sentence together ever again. He had his 3.5 years of BS. Because what do you think's going to happen if he gets the title again?
Oh,
He's
he's
on a
going to get
part
the
timer
title again.
schedule.
Oh, he's going
Yeah,
to get the title again.
he's on a part timer schedule. And all we hear about is, oh, here's Roman Reigns starting another 1,000 day title defense when he's not even here. Like, and that's what's going to happen because Triple H is too scared to do anything other than that.
You pick
But
Gunther
yet you
versus
got
Roman
guys that
Reigns,
are lighting the
and you
world up like Javon Evans, Carmelo Hayes. That I mean,
come on.
if we're just going by popularity, Jay Uso would have a title again. As much as I hate to say that,
I'm fantasy booking. If anybody want a fantasy book, please put it in the comment section because I'm looking at like I can have Gunther versus Roman Reigns if Roman wins the title and have Gunther go over, but it would be I wouldn't say a retirement match because Roman's not going to retire yet.
well, Roman's going to be the guy that's out there at 58 years old saying, "I've got one more match." Like he's going to be the guy that doesn't give it up.
Well, yeah, by the time of 58, he'll wrestle 26 more matches.
It's true.
Brings up the grand total up to 20 to 52
He
to
has to have the
60
record
actually.
for least title defenses with having a belt over 6 months.
Hey man, it's a part of doing business.
It irritates me that he's going to go down and being remembered as some actual like really good champion. Blah 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 blah. Like his storylines weren't even that good. And even when the Bloodline story got bad, what did they do? They turned to Sami Zayn to actually breathe life into it. It wasn't about what Roman Reigns was doing. It was about what everybody around him was doing to make him look good.
Yeah, they turned to Sammy, but what I like when they actually before Sammy, they used Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens brought out the best out of the bloodline, especially out of Roman in those
Well,
matches.
and that's the problem with Sami Zayn. Sammy is always going to get tied to Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens makes Sami Zayn that much better. The only way I could see Sami Zayn legitimately getting a world title run that I would be like, this could be good, is if he was going back and forth with Kevin Owens for it.
I
That's
can
it.
see. Well, if Kevin Owens comes back, and we all know we would love to
He'll be
have Kevin
back.
Owens come back at some
He's
point.
got all
Hopefully,
those training videos and everything. He's working his ass off to come back, and he'll be back.
I would love to see that. I would love to see Kevin Owens getting Roman the title.
He's also a little 10 grand later in the pocket too. I don't know if you saw that. Daphne, I always forget her name. The the referee,
Mm-hmm.
Daphne, I guess 4 of her family members died in a house fire.
Yeah, I seen that story.
So yeah, Kevin Owens donated like 10 grand. A bunch of them donated like 5 grand, but yeah, Kevin Owens is very generous because whenever somebody in the wrestling world needs money, he's always the first one to donate and always like the biggest donation too.
Yeah, signs of a good heart.
Yeah.
Hey, what was your favorite Road to WrestleMania moment when you was coming up watching wrestling?
Favorite moment?
Leading up to WrestleMania, what was your favorite moments on the road to WrestleMania? Like, what storyline did you really enjoy?
See,
No
the
matter
the
what
whole
era.
road to the whole road to WrestleMania thing didn't really even start until like the beginning of the end of the 2000s to the beginning of the 2010s when they started to like really acknowledge it. It was
Okay,
always you just kind of knew unspokenly like Royal Rumble is the kickoff to everything leading to WrestleMania. Um,
okay. How about this? What was your favorite WrestleMania matches? Your
favorite
favorite WrestleMania
WrestleMania
match?
match, I would probably say Steve Austin versus Shawn Michaels with Mike Tyson.
Really?
And it's funny
Oh,
because I'm not the biggest Stone Cold
I would
fan.
never guess that one.
Um, that or surprisingly again, Steve Austin versus Bret Hart.
That was another good one. It don't gotta be. By the way, I say that because it doesn't have to be for a title at all. It could just be just a
No,
match.
I don't know which one I would pick. I If I really had to pick from the heart, I think I would probably go the Bret Hart Steve Austin one first, but a very close second would be Austin Michaels with Tyson.
Hey, I think. Well, mine would have been Hogan versus Andre the Giant. It's not what it's. It wasn't not because of the match, because the match was every bit 5 to 10 minutes and it was over. But it was more of the build up to the match,
Yeah.
and like the whole build up to that match to the Pontiac Silverdome, and you got the world largest athlete, the eighth wonder of the world, the guy who, in my opinion, um, should have been champion. Um, and that whole build up, like, can Hulk Hogan body slam Andre the Giant? Yes, he can, because the untold story is he has done it numerous times on the house show.
Well, and that's the thing is Andre over in Japan used to get slammed by people all the time, but you're going
Yeah.
back into the 70s when he could still somewhat move around and he had more mobility. Just like Yokozuna, if you go back to that whole Lex Luger thing where they did it on the battleship, all those guys had picked up Yoko, and all they had to do was drop him.
Mm-hmm.
But they all had to fake like they couldn't pick him up. Like Crush picked him up easy, Macho Man picked him up easy. There was a bunch of guys that picked him up, and they just had to sell that they couldn't flip him over to. It, it is what it is.
Yeah,
All those
that
guys are
one.
so
Yeah,
jacked. Like picking up somebody up like that's no problem.
yeah, that one. The build up to it was special. The best match, in my opinion, like just flat out best wrestling. One of the probably top 10, in my opinion, best wrestling matches of all time. Ricky Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage.
So I was gonna say best match. You said what was my favorite. Only reason I didn't say that is because I was so young that I didn't see it
Mm-hmm.
live. The two that I named, I actually watched them happen. But I'm
I
like the
seen that.
world's biggest Macho Man fan that doesn't actually dress up like Macho Man because that's a little too much. Um, but Ricky Steamboat's one guy that he gets love from like the territories and people that know NWA, AWA, stuff like that. Steamboat never really got to do anything in WWF, so that match doesn't get talked about nearly as much as it should. Those were two of the guys that were like two of the best wrestlers in the world at the time.
Yes.
Um, but as far as like overall best match, I would easily say that that's top three. Period.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, I would also say Macho Man winning the title at WrestleMania 6, but because that was a tournament, that's why I didn't classify that one.
Right.
But overall favorite moment, I would say Macho Man winning the title in the tournament at WrestleMania 6 would be my
Yeah.
overall favorite. But
Yeah.
match wise, Austin Hart and then Austin Michaels.
Yeah. I kind of felt that WrestleMania because I was there live. You know, my dad had took me, my brother, and my cousin to WrestleMania 3. Actually, that's probably the highlight of my young childhood. And just going back as an adult, watch WrestleMania 3. That match between Steamboat and Macho Man Randy Savage easy could have been the main event because it was just that good. That easy could be the main event, and but because it's Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan, two of the biggest stars in wrestling, well, at that time, I understand why, but Steamboat, Macho Man, that could be his main event.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say this though, I can't remember what pay per view it was, but I remember watching Macho Man versus the Undertaker,
Mm-hmm.
and the Macho Man gave the Undertaker a elbow drop, and Undertaker risen up, and Macho Man got pissed, so he hit him 3 more times with the elbow and trying to keep the Undertaker down. It did not work.
Mm-hmm.
That was hilarious. I forgot what pay per view that was.
That was a long time. I think that was Survivor Series.
Yeah, I know. It was like, I want to say like 93, 94.
Let's see if I can
Wait, no,
find
no,
this
he
real quick.
wasn't. He wasn't in WWE '94.
No, he was already in WCW. I think he was world champion in '94 in WCW.
Yeah, so I want to say like 90, 91.
Oh, let's see. It was definitely in '91.
91.
Their biggest match they had was July 30th of '91 in Portland, Maine.
Okay, yeah, he hit him like 4 elbows, and Undertaker still wouldn't stay down. It was like he sold it, and then he just risen. It's like, and my you just seen the look on Macho Man's eyes, like, okay, I'm gonna give you one more elbow. Then he got up, kicked him. I'm gonna give you one more elbow. That didn't work. I'm gonna give you one more elbow.
There's a lot of, especially back in the '80s, there was so much build up to a lot of the matches. Like Macho Man, Jake Roberts is another one that I loved. The whole build up to that when the snake actually bit into Macho Man's arm and like he was bleeding in the ring and stuff like that was great. Um, the old school Papa Shango Undertaker stuff with Sid Justice was great. Like there's a lot of stuff from like the early '90s and the late '80s that was just great. But that's when they would spend the time from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania of just building up the story. Like now you've got they start trying to tell the story, but then they have to shoehorn in that elimination chamber is so important. But they've already been selling that, oh, this person's wrestling this person at WrestleMania. It just it loses all of its luster.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, those that was a true build up. I mean, I that was, yeah, true build up
Yeah,
compared to now, because like
because like
now it's kind of like,
let's take the CM Punk thing for example.
okay,
You've got CM Punk trying to go and do his whole verbal sparring with Roman Reigns, but then you have to shoehorn in Finn Balor into Elimination Chamber because that one's happening first. So what do you have? No Roman Reigns this week because you got to make room for Finn Balor. Like, come on.
you won't see Roman Reigns for a few weeks. You probably won't see Roman Reigns till like beginning of March. Because if
Uh,
you look,
well, yeah, I
you,
guess we're already
yeah,
kind of
because
into
the next chamber is
February.
the end of it's the end of February,
Yeah,
February 28th. So you won't see Roman Reigns to like that Raw for the first Raw in March. So
I'm hoping the next time they do their little verbal sparring session that Punk just lights him up.
I
I just
think
unleash with everything.
I think with their promo, it's gonna be more shoot than KFAB, more shoot than script.
I mean, that only benefits CM Punk in the long run.
it does, but I think it'll benefit both because I think Roman
I just find it funny that they're positioning CM Punk to be the face again.
is he a face.
I mean, out of the two, right now, just if you were to go like topics of what was said, you would say, yeah, CM Punk was the face so far.
I don't. Well, yeah, but I don't think CM Punk see himself as the face in the WWE.
I think he does for sure.
I mean, I think like CM Punk just see himself as a businessman because, like he said, he's here. He came back to do business. He's not here
He's
to.
still, regardless of whatever tough guy image he's trying to put out there, he is 100% still walking on eggshells with everything. Because if he goes back to doing one thing that he acted like 10 years ago, he'll get bounced. And he knows it.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think he'll do that. But even with Punk, if they made Punk a heel, he'll still get cheered.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the problem. Roman Reigns, same thing. They were cheering Roman every time Roman said something too. And I'm like, do you guys actually listen to what he's saying right now? Like,
And see, that's another problem with me because you the WWE need to establish who's the heel, who's your face. I mean, you invested so much time making Roman Reigns a heel during his run. Now you made him a face when he's fighting solo, whereas Roman Reigns should be a heel, or you may see him Punk the heel. A
well,
lot of these guys, see, my whole thing is a lot of these guys cut somewhat. They walk the fine line with their promos. It's like they cut a heel promo, but they're not a heel. But the
hmm
heels will cut a babyface promo, but they're not a babyface. Like Drew McIntyre.
hmm
Drew McIntyre just tell the truth and drop truth bombs, but he's a heel.
well, and that's what makes him a heel because he doesn't play into a lot of the kayfabe stuff when he says things. So it makes him come off as the bad guy. And I was about to use him as an example. Go back to the CM Punk Drew McIntyre thing. If you go back and actually just look at that from a story perspective, taking out what you know of each wrestler,
CM Punk was the
Drew
heel.
McIntyre was the good guy
Yeah.
all the way up until he had to break the bracelet to solidify that he's the bad guy. It wasn't anything that he was doing wrong. It was the way the story was being told. CM Punk is the one that kept attacking him. CM Punk is the one that kept screwing him over. When he finally calls it out and does something about it, he's supposed to be the bad guy. But yet CM Punk then keeps doing it to him. He keeps calling it out. It's like you just look at the facts, and Drew's the good guy. And they had to keep pushing it farther. And that's why Drew McIntyre is still the best heel that they have because he can hit things on an emotional level that the other guys like Gunther doesn't do that. Braun Breaker doesn't do that. Like he's the one guy that can get under your skin in a story and make it believable. Just like right before the Cody thing, burning the picture of his dad and stuff like that. Like the little things that he does on an emotional level that nobody else is doing. He is the biggest heel that they have, and that's a problem because it should be Gunther. Because Drew McIntyre is also a very believable face and very good as a face.
The same work type of work that we get from Drew McIntyre as the heel, it's the same type of work he was given as a face.
Yeah. He just unfortunately had to do it during COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, and even after COVID, when he was still trying to, when he was chasing the title, he was the top face, doing the exact same thing. Doing other thing different is he wasn't burning pictures or breaking bracelets.
And we always talk about the guys that are better chasing the title. Drew McIntyre is somebody that is very good with the title, like
But
very
see,
good with it.
yeah, I mean the only problem with that though, Jamie, is that we would never get the opportunity to see how good he is as champion because even him potentially fighting Cody Rhodes or Jacob Fatu, they're not gonna get him the run he deserves. I kind of
No,
feel that Drew McIntyre should be champion party up to the end of the year because he's that good of a heel.
Drew should go mania to mania because he can help establish guys like I wouldn't mind Cena, Oba Femi, Drew McIntyre towards the end of the year, like a Survivor Series kind of thing. Have Oba lose, but you can still lose and look strong. And that's kind of what I'm getting as he needs to fight some of the bigger guys, and then maybe next year, maybe well, not 2 years because Brock ain't gonna do this forever either. But maybe next WrestleMania you have your Brock Lesnar Oba Femi match. But doing it right now, if that's really what they're gonna push for, it's too soon. It's way too soon.
Yeah. I, I want to let everybody know that I'm gonna give you this the credit you deserve. You called it on Obi Femi 3 years ago, so I'm gonna give you like I gave you the credit for that. Actually, was it 4 years ago? Was it 4 years ago you called it?
It was a while ago when I texted you. I
Yeah,
still
about
might
three or
have the
four
text
years
up.
ago. You
I
said,
don't know.
"Hey, look out! Check out this guy Obi Femi. He's
Let
the
me
next big
see.
superstar." See, this
This
is what
goes
I take an
back.
assessment to Gunther versus Dragon Lee. So, what's the point of the match? Because he
Yeah.
retired AJ Styles.
Well, and that's the whole thing. It's just like how the AJ Styles match started to begin with. AJ was out in the parking lot and he did his little promo and he walked out into the parking lot and AJ happened to be there. Like it's just they're not giving him things to work with and they're having him talk too much.
Is it quite possible that AJ Styles' retirement retirement matches what happened during the John Cena retirement matches?
Oh, you just cut out.
I just cut out.
Oh, he's frozen, frozen.
I'm right here. You froze. Yeah, so Daredevil's all frozen up. Hey, you see me now?
Oh, I'm good. I see
All
you.
right.
I don't know what happened there.
All right. Do you think it was quite possible that we seen AJ Styles retirement matches right at the same time we were seeing John Cena retirement matches?
100%. That's why you were getting like the one week on Raw. You had the AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, and was it Penta? They did the 3v3 match. It was like Ray, AJ, and somebody versus three people. They were doing little things like that as like send off matches, and AJ deserved more. But that's also why you got the Finn Balor AJ Styles match thrown in there. Like they were giving him his farewell tour without acknowledging the fans that it was a farewell tour. But if you look between the lines, you can kind of see the people that he was wrestling and why. Um, they should have done something a little more special for him, but it's also not surprising either.
Well, I guess to me that was more of an AJ thing because I don't think AJ wanted to be in the spot, take John Cena's spotlight, or be in the same spotlight as John Cena.
Oh, and I totally get that. I also know that WWE could have said, "Hey, are you willing to wrestle the whole year?" And if he says sure, give him a SummerSlam to Survivor Series kind of a build up and send off or something like that. And if he said no, I'm done in February when my contract's up. Okay, one night celebration, boom, put it out there. That could have been the one where you open with a Gunther versus AJ Styles and AJ loses, and then you have all of your stuff afterwards for AJ. That would have been okay. Um, Next up is going to be Brock or Orton. It's getting to that time.
I think it'll be Brock. I don't see Randy right now. I think Randy is going to chase the title.
I think he is too, but I think if he gets hurt one more time, he might call it a wrap.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how you heard all the time. I mean, he's kind of like be on these extended vacations.
I don't know, but he's definitely gone a lot more than he's around now.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, you got to protect his backside.
Yeah. But
Besides
my
it,
whole issue, as we've talked about before, is they keep bringing back all these old guys, and they use it as the tickets aren't selling, because you're not spending time building anybody up to be worth a damn that anybody wants to watch. And when somebody is worth watching, you don't do anything with them. Like
So,
Carmelo Hayes has no active feud. The only feud he had was the Johnny Gargano Tommaso Ciampa thing that obviously went out the window with Ciampa leaving, and he's just
and
doing
who is
open
the
challenges.
now the TNT champion?
Yeah.
Hey, so you saying you want to bring back Trish Stratus?
No, honestly, why? She's been brought back so many times that it's the novelty's not even there anymore.
Oh, come
If you
on,
were to
man.
bring back Lita and Trish Stratus, and I know Lita's been very vocal about wanting to come back lately, if you were to bring back those two as a tag team, being that you want to push this whole tag team division, I would be okay with that to help establish the tag team division. Because then you'd have the Bellas, you'd have Trish and Lita, you kind of have like different generations building up to it. But I don't see either one of those two sticking around long enough to really do anything major. And my issue with all the women's tag teams, they're not treating them as a tag team. It's just two women. Oh, we're gonna play 5 seconds of Io's theme song so Io can jump out, and then we're gonna play the rest of the theme song of Rhea so that they can walk out together. There's nothing to signify that they're a team. They don't have like one theme song, one entrance video. It's just two people that come out together. That's it, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah, that's true. Now, were you
Alexa
like
Bliss and
most of the
Charlotte
young
Flair,
people
same
back
thing.
in the day? Where did you have a poster of Trish Stratus on your wall?
You went to my house when I was a kid. My this might be getting a little too much, but my walls were covered from the baseboards all the way across the ceiling in Gorgeous George from WCW, Dawn Marie from ECW, um, Trish Stratus. I'm trying to blank on her name. Holy crap, she was a supermodel. Oh my god, I forgot her name. She did the runway show, Project Runway.
Stacy Keebler,
No, supermodel. I mean, Stacy Keebler was definitely on there too.
supermodel.
Except it was Miss Hancock from when she was Miss Hancock in WCW. Um,
Uh,
hold
Tyra
on.
Banks.
Yes, Tyra Banks.
Oh, I ain't had no, I ain't had no.
I covered Tyra Banks, and this is the part where I said it might be a little too much. Still obsessed with Sporty Spice. Sporty Spice posters everywhere.
I had a picture of Trish Stratus in my locker wall in school. So
You knew my girlfriend back then. There was no having girls' pictures in my locker room or in my locker period.
yeah,
Um,
I
I
had
got away
pictures.
with it in the bedroom because she was a wrestling fan too. So who knows? She might have actually even watched this show at this point, some point. I don't know. Um, but yes, my
oh,
room used to be covered from the baseboards all the way across the ceiling and posters of girls.
oh man,
Most notably the ones I named.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Trish Stratus was in my locker, so I was pretty happy. She was my motivation at the football practice and before football practice.
Sunny before she got cracked out was pretty good too.
Uh,
Um, I it's still a huge thing for Don Murray. That was Don Murray and ECW was great. I
I
wasn't
liked
watching
it.
wrestling when she was on. I was a big fan of Layla. The couple times that when I wasn't really watching WWE at all, and I'd flip it on, I'm like, she's pretty hot.
I liked the Caitlyn.
Which one?
Caitlyn.
Caitlin.
She was frenemies with AJ Lee.
Oh, okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you see, if you see her now, it's what are you thinking? What were you thinking? If you see her now, you be telling me, what were you thinking? She was beautiful then. Now it's
I can tell you who I would have had. I would have basically put only her on all of my walls if I was still, I was too old at this point. I was in my 20s, but Velvet Sky. Velvet Sky from TNA would have just been that would have been the only person on my walls. But
Yeah, well, she was part of the beautiful people, right?
yeah, her and Madison Rain.
And it was somebody else.
Yeah, there was a third one. I always forget her name because they
She
kicked her out
was,
of the group.
yeah, she was the leader.
Yeah, they kicked her out, and then it was just those two. Who was it?
TNA wrestling back then. I
Good
tell you.
TNA when it was the six-sided ring still before Hogan screwed
Oh
that
God,
up.
I missed that, man. It was different. I wish they would have kept that.
I'm gonna find out who the third one is because I can't think of her name right now.
Was it Angela? No.
Angelina Love. That's who it was.
Angelina Love. Yeah.
Yeah, Velvet Sky, Angelina Love, and Madison Rain.
Yeah. They were probably one of the best women factions that I've seen in wrestling in a very long time.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
If you're talking about just a women's faction, they're the
Yeah.
best by far.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they were. If you can have a prototype of a women's faction that you would have built off from, those three would have been it. Those
I
three
did
ladies.
finally get to watch just because of all the baby stuff going on. I was still in the hospital last week, but I did watch most of TNA last week. It
Really?
it, it still needs some work. It definitely still needs some work. A lot of promos, a lot of promos. But I can tell you the next guy after they take Leon Slater, because it's only a matter of time before WWE poaches Leon Slater. The next one they're going to go after is Trey Miguel. That dude can go.
I mean, well, man, it's no secret with me. I have a problem with WWE and AEW poaching talent from other wrestling promotions. I got a problem with WWE telling AEW, telling TNA, hey, you can't use Leon Say for your pay per view. We're gonna use him for our European tour. What? This is my guy under my contract. You telling me that I can't use him on our show that the company that he works for? I got a
I don't
problem with
know if
that.
it's true, but they were saying that he was having issues with his visa or whatever, trying to get back over into America. TNA also said that was the case, but TNA is going to say whatever WWE needs them to say because they want that WWE money.
Well, they got their TV contract, so
Yeah, they got their TV contract, but there's probably still some sort of deal because do you think that they're not letting Joe Hendry go over there before he signed a contract with them, knowing that they were going to steal him? Same with Jordan Grace. Same with what's going to happen with Leon Slater. Like they know WWE is going to take him from them, so there's got to be some sort of money getting changed back and forth behind the scenes.
I mean, money has changed. I could say there's already been a handshake deal.
I mean, I'm just waiting for TNA's ratings to go up before WWE swoops in and buys them. It's either they're going to wait for the ratings to go up or they're going to wait for the show to fail and buy it for pennies.
It'd probably be the first one because Triple A was shows were great, and they had the only thing that problem they had was that nobody was able to see them on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So, whoop, came into WWE.
And guess what? You still can't see AAA anywhere unless you buy the pay per view.
Yeah, but I do watch them on YouTube. And by the way, I kind of I do feel if Triple H was smart, and I know you say he's not, but let's say if he had like a thought.
Like you're already reaching here.
Yeah, I know, I know. I would probably will take some of the concept from Triple H and add it to Raw and SmackDown. Could their matches be banging?
I,
And then the crowd is authentic. You don't have to pump in crowd music at all.
the thing is of why they want all these guys to go through NXT is not because they're not good enough to go to the main roster, which is why it's so offensive that Jade Cargill went to the main roster because she wasn't good enough and still isn't good enough. But it's to learn the WWE way.
Yeah.
most of these guys in other promotions can out wrestle the WWE guys all day long
They just
when
don't
it
know
comes
the
to just pure
WWE.
chain wrestling, things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
you got to learn to wrestle the WWE way. You got to
Mm-hmm.
hit your spots. You got to learn how to work the commercial times. You've got to, and that's the biggest thing is working the commercial times.
Well, now the biggest thing is they got to learn how to sell. I mean,
Well,
how many times we seen like, okay, prime example, Penta and Ray Phoenix came from AEW. Jade, they all came from AEW. They didn't
mhm.
sell in AEW.
They still don't. I watched, what was it
Penta got
last
better.
week?
Penta got real good, better selling. Ray
It was,
Phoenix,
what match did I watch on AEW last week? It was Kenny Omega versus Andrade.
yeah,
He power bombed him, and Kenny Omega just pops up like it was nothing. And I'm like, come on.
yeah. Compared to Penta and Ray Phoenix, they didn't do diddly squat selling in AEW. They came to
Mhm.
WWE. You got to sell these moves. You got to sell that you're hurt, and they
Okay,
got
so I will give you the selling thing. I was going to kind of pass that because selling is like the number one thing in pro wrestling. You have to
yeah.
be able to sell moves to make it look real, which is why Becky Lynch needs to go away. Side topic, she just needs to stop wrestling because she is the worst of all time at
Well,
this
you
point when it
well
comes
you
to
well, you
selling.
heard what she said, right?
When?
I want to say 2 weeks ago.
Probably not.
Uh, she said that this might be her last contract, and
Oh, yeah, I did
Seth
hear that.
Rollins
Yeah.
echoed that this might would be her last run contract in professional wrestling period because she wants to be at home with her
Good.
daughter.
I hope she does because she is terrible to watch now. And that's hard for me to say because I was a huge Becky Lynch fan 5 years ago. Um,
Well, again, Becky Lynch is a big time star. She fits that same mold we said about Hulk Hogan and Roman Reigns.
mhm.
And but I gotta give it to her, regardless of anybody say about Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch right now is doing some of her best work as an IC champion. She is actually, if you take away the AJ Lee feud, in which that feud has been going on for too long, wish it would end, she has been wrestling younger wrestlers, up and coming women wrestlers. Younger. I mean, Maxine
I'll give her
Dupree.
credit for wrestling younger wrestlers. I won't say she's doing her best work because she is atrocious to watch in the ring right now.
I mean, this is her best work in a long time. I mean, when was her last good work? I want to say before she got pregnant.
Oh yeah, it's before she had any kids.
Okay, yeah, and I didn't like her work with Bianca. That was horrible.
Well, and
Um,
again, she's getting all this screen time with a belt. Bailey can out wrestle Becky Lynch any day of the week right now, and they don't even know what they're doing with Bailey. And
yeah,
if
they're not
Bailey
giving no
sits out
push.
another WrestleMania, that's going to be a problem.
You sure? Because
Yeah,
I think it'll
I
bother,
don't.
but
I don't
I
think
think she's
Bailey's
a
going
good
to
soldier. She's not
resign.
gonna bitch and complain about it.
She might not bitch and complain, but I don't expect Bailey to resign with WWE when her
Oh,
contract's
I
up.
think she. Where's she gonna go? AEW with Mercedes.
Yeah, 100%.
She had the opportunity. She didn't go. She didn't take the bait.
At that time, but look at what she's done since then. You've missed out on WrestleMania last year. You're most likely, if things are going the way they look to be going right now, you're probably going to miss it 2 years in a row. And you still got some years left in you if you want them. Don't waste them in WWE.
I don't see her leaving the WWE, man. I think like she is really loyal to the WWE,
Yeah, but her
and I
mom's
think,
not.
hmm,
Her mom's not.
who's her mom?
Her mom is the one that does all of her social media. So all those butt shots of Bailey that you get, that's her mom, and she will tell you that.
Well, thank you,
When you watch her
mom.
do interviews, she's like, "My mom is obsessed with my butt. That's why my butt's all over social media."
I think that's kind of
Um,
weird.
it is, but again, if you have a feature that you know sells, why not focus on it? And Bailey's got a butt.
I mean, she's just giving out those. Her mom is giving out those wet young IWC guys in the community a lot of wet dreams, and a lot of older
People
guys.
got to sell socks, man. People got to sell socks.
Next thing they're gonna tell me. Next thing you're gonna find out. Bailey's mom gave open Bailey a fans only page,
I mean, she might already have like
a
a
butt
foot
shot.
fetish site or something going for her feet. I don't know, but
She might got a
Um,
booty fetish.
she might, but I think if Bailey misses WrestleMania 2 years in a row, that when her contract's up, she'll be looking to go somewhere else because she's still got years on her if she wants.
Yeah, I know she do, but I also think like Bailey. I don't know, man. It'd be hard for me to see her lead the WWE unless she's retiring, and plus, AEW. You take a lot of crazy risk in AEW. I don't think she's with that.
She doesn't have to though. What crazy risk is Mercedes taking? None.
But she's not on
She
TV
has
right now,
very
so
right now. She's taking a much needed break because she was overexposed in AEW. She was just on TV way too often. Um,
plus she has
but it
16
would
titles.
right 15 of which didn't matter, and your own company that you're working for won't even give you their best title. So that should tell you something. Um, but no, I think for Bailey it would be a good change of pace because she'd be wrestling a lot of new talent that she hasn't wrestled before, and you're not traveling as much.
True.
And she's seen her friends get screwed over. I mean, she was there when Mercedes and Naomi had to deal with their crap on top of other people that have been let go for random reasons, this and that, missing out on WrestleMania. Chances are, if things stay the way they look to be going, like I said, she's probably going to miss out on this year because she's not involved in anything major. They already look to be past the whole Bailey Lyra tag team thing of fighting for the tag team titles, so it doesn't
There's
look like
going to
there's a whole lot
be
for her.
a lot of breakups in the WWE coming.
Well, and they're all predictable, and that's the problem. Is they're all basically using the same storyline. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Rio or Io, and
Rhea.
Rhea. Like they're all set up the same way, and they're all going to end the same way.
I'm actually impressed with wow. I was impressed with Austin Theory, but the Vision came down and took care of LA Knight there with a Tusami. As you say, a fat guy just jumping off the rope.
Fat
A
guy
fat guy
falling,
splash.
fat guy falling off the top rope.
Fat guy falling off the top rope. Okay.
I was gonna say, did Penta like somehow disappear out of this match? But never mind, there he is. Um,
I'm surprised it ain't Logan Paul in this match instead of Austin Theory. But wait a minute. Should I have been disqualification? He took a fat man splash.
yeah.
It's a triple. Oh, hey, wait a minute. It's a triple threat match. I keep forgetting they change the rules. Oh, so who you think who's the masked man?
I don't know. I
You
mean,
know it's not Logan Paul.
I I would love for it to be John Moxley. We know it's not John Moxley, but to me that would just be perfect. Um, I wish it was. That would make me very happy. I don't know. I actually haven't thought about it all that much, so I don't know. But I know that everybody online was saying that it was Austin Theory or Logan Paul. It's clearly not one of those two.
Hey, maybe it could be Grayson Waller.
That would be the worst. If there's somebody I want to see gone from WWE that would be on the level of me wanting the Usos gone, it would be Grayson Waller.
Would it be sweet if the WWE threw a monkey wrench in this whole elimination chamber and you have LA Knight win and he'll challenge Drew McIntyre?
It would be nice for them to throw some monkey wrenches, but they don't have the balls to do it because TKO, they need to promote their matches, so they don't know how to do storytelling because they're used to booking something 5 6 months in advance and then just promoting it. You can't do that when you're doing pro wrestling. You need to
Can't do
have
that with a
people.
script.
Yeah, you have to keep people interested. I would love for LA Knight. And again, not the biggest LA Knight fan, but as many times as you put this guy right at the finish line and not let him cross it, let him win the Elimination Chamber. Why not? But again, it's Triple H and his long storytelling. Oh, see how I set all this up, guys? He didn't set up anything. You just happened to luck into it because you went back to the same two people again. But
Long
chances
term
are LA
booking.
Knights, yeah, there is no long term booking.
Before we end it in the show, I'm here thinking about the women's championship match. Actually, it's been on my mind throughout this whole show. I would love to see Roxanne Perez beat Liv Morgan for the title.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. Um, wouldn't have a problem with that.
And I say that because we know Liv was going to win the title at WrestleMania because she's been runner up twice. Now she's going to be part of the main event of WrestleMania. And even though Stephanie is a corporate favorite, Liv was just loved by the fans and everybody. So we know she's going to win. But down the road, I would love to see Roxanne Perez beat her for the title.
Let me tell you why Stephanie is a corporate favorite because it's using her to try and break into a market that they do all right in, but they have a lot more potential in. How many times have we seen WWE throw a title on somebody to try and force themselves into a market?
Oh,
The Great
God.
Khali and Jinder Mahal were world heavyweight champions, not because of their talent level.
The WWE and their markets, and they're using certain wrestlers to get into a market where they just can't do it on their own because nobody don't respect their product.
Stephanie had a name coming into the company
Mm-hmm.
internationally, and the fact that she comes from an area that doesn't typically get a lot of WWE talent, for them, it's an opportunity to, if we keep the belt on her and expose her and get her out there as much as possible, maybe we'll get some more viewers and open. Everything is about extending the reach and getting as many TVs as we possibly can. That's what it is. Not that Stephanie's not deserving of it. She's incredible, but there's still other people that are on her level that could beat her.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan's one of them. And yet Liv, I would make a case that Liv's more popular at this point than even Rhea Ripley is.
Oh, she
Just
is.
getting booed does not mean you're not popular.
Right. I mean, like I will say it like this: her star power is rivaling Rhea's
Hmm.
big time. I mean, if they're not even, they're very close.
Yeah.
They're very close. So that was Raw, ladies and gentlemen. And if you watch along with me and Daredevil J, you know that Raw was okay. It wasn't extraordinary, anything important happening on Raw. Did they advance some storylines? I would like to say they might advance two storylines, but again, they didn't really tell you anything of importance.
No. And again, I think it goes back to that article I sent you this morning or this afternoon that nothing's been finalized. They're still
No,
playing it by ear.
no, and it, like I say, Dave Meltzer reported it, and whatever Dave Meltzer report, you got to take it with a grain of salt because he might get it right, he might get it wrong. But you sent me an article of another source,
Hmm.
so it might be a lot of truth to that.
Well,
By
I
the end
think
of it,
you're going to hear a lot of stuff coming out from the leadership of WWE because there's a lot of people that seem to want Triple H gone. So anytime they can expose anything that he's doing, it's probably going to get leaked.
I hear people rave about Triple H when he's down. He was at NXT doing Black and Gold, how he was creative, how he was doing this, how he was doing that. The matches were great, the presentation was great. I mean, it was like it was a feeling that an old school feeling that people miss. Have you ever thought that maybe Triple H is probably doing the exact same thing he did in the Black and Gold? He's doing on the main roster on Raw, SmackDown. The only difference is that we're seeing the political side of Triple H. We're seeing. I mean, again, it goes back to who did he learn from? Who was his influence? And why is he booking the shows the way he is? If Triple H was this, if he was so creative, because I did watch Black and Gold, and Black and Gold was great, and actually it was great. It was better than most of the stuff you see on the main roster. It was great, but Triple H changed.
Well, that now I've seen some shoot interviews where it's like Triple H got a lot of credit for Shawn Michaels' work. So there's that element too, because
It's
Shawn's handling NXT.
yeah,
He's not handling
and
the main roster stuff. And what do
I
you see
get
happening? People still love the NXT stuff. They're not loving the main roster stuff.
yeah. I mean, look, Triple H is good at building relationships with a lot of the wrestlers at that time, even now in NXT because he's a former wrestler, so he knows what they're going through. Can he give them good advice? Yes, he can. But we also keep forgetting that Triple H is a disciple of Vince McMahon. And what we're getting is Vince McMahon 2.0, but just
Hmm.
worse.
I think you're not getting Vince McMahon 2.0. I think you're getting something far worse because Vince,
I'm talking about Vince McMahon towards the end. Not Vince McMahon in the beginning, the middle. I'm talking about Vince McMahon where the storylines didn't change, everything was still the same. Towards the end, we getting
yeah.
that Vince McMahon right now out of
Well,
Triple
that was a
H.
Vince McMahon that wasn't paying attention to creative because he was too busy focusing on the business side of selling the company and getting every dollar he possibly could.
And doing outrageous stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting. I mean, if Triple H is he's improving scripts that don't make sense. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go with this one.
Well, and that's the problem is they're saying that everything's changing on an almost a daily basis right now that nobody's keeping up with what's going on. I mean, this Raw was okay, but like you said, we only got advancement in like two things tonight.
Yeah,
You could completely skip this Raw and watch next week's Raw and feel like you didn't miss anything.
right. It's the same thing with SmackDown. SmackDown. I know people say SmackDown's the worst wrestling show on TV. I disagree with that, but
I mean, it,
Smack
it it was for quite a while, but
it was quite a while, but and it's bad. But it's the same thing. You're gonna get two storylines advance, and that's it. And then we get to Elimination Chamber. You're just gonna get one story advance, and the story is the winners of the Elimination Chamber. That's all we're gonna get. We're not gonna get no stories come out of the Elimination Chamber. They have to fabricate a story.
well, and like you said, with the whole Vince towards the end, it is kind of true with Triple H because like you've read the reports where he's not showing up to shows, he's missed PLEs where they're having to say, "Oh no, he was there, he was," even though people are showing screenshots where he's not in Gorilla, he's not in the back, he's just not there. WWE, oh no, he's at every show, but they can't show any proof that he was there. A lot of that is happening because he's going to the White House every chance he gets. He's part of, if you haven't seen it, he is part of that new Trump physical fitness. He's one of the people that they're leaning on to come up with what is considered physically fit in schools now. So, he's putting all of his effort into that more than how the storylines are going.
The storylines are terrible. I mean, I mean, for one, just never mind. I'm not going to touch going to the White House and all that stuff. That's a different subject, different day. Um, I look at this whole thing and like kind of feel like Bruce Pritchard is in charge of something.
He is, and that's another problem. That's worse than Triple H.
And we all know Bruce Pritchard is like Triple H. They all understood it, Vince McMahon. I feel like I'm getting storylines back in the early 2000s where it sucked. It kind of made me kind of wonder is the WWE needs some competition to push them so they can put out good work. And they're not getting we're not they don't have no competition for that to happen. And and because of that, everybody's favorite wrestlers are suffering for it.
And yes, Triple H is part of the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition for schools. So now, whether he's going to be promoting steroids in between stacks or cycles or whatnot, because I don't know if you pay attention, but you could very clearly tell, especially at WrestleManias, when Triple H was on his cycle and when he was off his cycle, because there was very much fat Triple H and roided out Triple H.
Hey. He was on the clear like Barry Bonds.
Hey, with the Barry Bonds thing, Barry Bonds needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Mark
Hey,
McGuire's in there. Sammy
I
Sosa's in
100%
there.
agree with you. 100%
Like,
agree with you.
you just need to say there was 25 years of baseball that everybody was juicing. Just run with it. If you take away the years that he was supposedly on steroids, the dude still has insane stats that nobody was coming close to.
Hey, I was on steroids. It ain't helped my game at all. What the hell happened? I still can't hit a baseball. I thought steroids were gonna make me a better hitter, and it made me very worse.
Yeah, I mean, steroids can make you big and strong. They don't give you a hitter's eye.
Really? You know who else who said that? Barry Bonds,
Hmm.
Mark McGuire.
And I was not even a Barry Bonds fan when he went to the Giants. When I was a little kid, when he played for the Pirates, he was my favorite player. When he went to San Francisco, I wasn't really a Barry Bonds fan anymore at that point. But when he played for the Pirates, he was sweet. Rocking that mustache
Yeah.
and the dangly
So
cross earring. I remember that too.
yeah, yeah. So that was Raw, and I hope everybody enjoyed the show. And next time you see me there, Daredevil, we're gonna be asking people who's your favorite wrestler and why.
Double J might make an appearance on the show too.
Really?
She might. She might. We'll see.
Don't tease me like I appreciate the tease, but we gotta get that confirmed. Like we need to have that
I
in
mean, I can make
writing.
it happen. I could just say I'll make it happen. She just might want to cry the entire time if I have to wake her up to do it. But she's a pretty good sleeper, so we'll see. But she might make an appearance.
All right. Double J get to see her uncle for the first time.
That's true. That is true. You've seen her. She has not seen you.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm respectful like everybody else.
Oh, I was so mad yesterday. Oh, I was so mad.
You're still mad. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been this Signature and Finisher podcast. And today's signature is I'm still mad. And the finisher is the pacifier. So we'll catch you
Uh,
guys the weekend. Everybody enjoy your rest of your Monday. Don't forget to watch AEW. Don't forget to watch TNA, Triple A. And remember, like, subscribe to the show. And we'll
Lunacy
catch you
on
guys
YouTube
later. Peace.
Thursdays. Watch that